Wall Street bonuses for the top companies on Wall Street, a lot of whom took money, our money, bailout money. $350 billion already and more coming. And the Dow Jones and S&P, et cetera, they all crashed this year. Everything was a disaster. Almost all the investment banks are gone in one way or another. You know how much they took in bonuses this year? This year, at the end of 2008.
The end of the year.
End of the year. $18.4 billion.
Where'd they get the money for that?
They got it right from your pocket, Wes. They picked your frickin' pocket.
Well,
because this was after they took the TARP money. After they took $350 billion off us, and now Obama's saying we're going to give them another $350 billion, and then on top of that, we might give them another $1 or $2 trillion. And they're going to take $18 billion of it home in bonuses? I mean, I got two words for that. F that. Okay, I mean, that is insane. And, you know, here's the...
Yeah, and what's the bonus for exactly?
Exactly. And here's the part that's even more infuriating. So you ask them, you say, hey, wait a minute, you guys, all of your companies lost money. In fact, you lost a combined $35 billion in 2008. Those companies that gave the bonuses. By the way, would they have lost only $17 billion if they didn't give the bonuses? See what I'm saying? Or did they actually lose $53 billion? Because of the $18 billion a month. I mean, that's half the money you lost, right? You're giving in bonuses.
And that's not like a contractual obligation because it's a bonus.
It's a bonus, right? Now, the bonus is supposed to be for a job well done. But you didn't do that. You effed it up. You screwed it up so bad that some of the companies got wiped out entirely. Lehman doesn't exist anymore.
Countries have more or less been wiped out. I mean, Iceland.
Iceland, the government was toppled, and now they have, on the upside, the first ever gay leader of a country in Iceland. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
So some countries have gone under, the companies have gone under. Merrill Lynch, one of the most egregious examples, bought out by Bank of America because they were destitute. They had no money left.
Mm-hmm.
They lost $15 billion in the last quarter of the year, just a quarter of the year. In that same quarter, they gave over $4 billion in bonuses.
I guess that's to the departments that didn't lose all the money.
There are no such departments.
The question is, what's the government going to do about it?
That is the question.
What are they going to do about it?
Okay, now, Obama says it's shameful, and he's had very strong words.
And what's that mean?
It means nothing. Okay, wow, it's shameful. Of course! Inappropriate. Of course it's shameful and inappropriate. They took all our money. It's inappropriate to say the least. And I love the headlines. Headlines are, Obama's tough on the Wall Street. And then
Apparently
later,
not that tough.
Please, pudding soft if you ask me. Later he says, there are time for bonuses, but this is not such a time. You don't say. Huh. Yeah. Of course there's time for bonuses and this is not that time. I mean, I just think that's way too soft. But on the upside, Chris Dodd, who is head of the banking committee, which is, fairly important here, and pertinent and relevant to Wall Street, says, I don't think so. I think we're going to try to get that money back.
I think we should try and get that money back.
Yeah. Now, here in our situation, the money's already gone. They already took it out of Merrill Lynch and all these other companies and put it into their personal accounts. Once it goes into the personal account, it's a lot harder to get back because then you almost have to sue the guy.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But can't you just...
You can, but then you got to sue like thousands of executives.
And?
It's just harder. That's all. Like, I'm with, don't get me wrong. Hey, let's do it. What do you need me to sign? I'm on board.
I mean, that's a lot of money. And if someone took that money from me and they said, well, it's going to be difficult to get that money back, we're going to have to go to court or something, just forget all that money I took from you. Dude, give me my money. Seriously, I'll see you in court. Well, that's what the answer should be.
Well, the funny thing is, Wes, they did take it from you.
Really?
They did. $18 billion. $18.4 billion.
Billion.
Yeah. And it's our money. If they don't, here's another amusing part. There's two more amusing parts. One, they say, well, we don't know if they spent the bailout money on that. That's so ridiculous. It's all the bailout money. What I mean by that is, well, if they they took
If
the 30,
they didn't have any money and they asked us for money and then they gave that money as bonuses, of course it's the bailout money.
Of course, because they can do accounting tricks. Be like, no. The bailout money went to pencils and pens and notepads, but the rest of the money went for the bonuses. Yeah, my ass. No, you take the money, it goes into your, coffers, and then you take it out and you give it
that
in
money
bonuses.
back.
And that's our money, 100%. Okay. The second amusing part of this is what John Thain said at Merrill Lynch, and now other executives are echoing it, and I saw it in the New York Times, who covered this story originally. They say, well, look, you got to understand, if we don't pay these bonuses, it's hard to retain some of our top-level talent at the company.
Dude, you know where that top-level talent can go? You know where they can go? Nowhere. Nowhere, because there's no other finance jobs.
For all I care, they can jump off a goddamn cliff, okay? They are not the top-level talent. They're the biggest losers in America. They lost all the money. They sunk their companies. There are no, what do you mean top-level talent? It's hard to retain them. Where are they going to go? Work at McDonald's? What do you mean it's going to be hard to retain them? It's not going to be hard to retain them at all. They thank their lucky stars they have a job. Here's the problem overall here for Wall Street. They don't get it. They're used to robbing people blind, and they think it's business as usual. They think, what? We were robbing you last year, and we're robbing you this year. And they did. The bonuses they got last year?
It's not quite business as usual. It's more like, this house is burning down, and I'm going to take all this good furniture that's in the house before it burns down.
No, that's true, too. And I want to get back to that in a second, Wes, because that's a great point. But last year, they took a record amount of bonuses. Now, last year, they still had all these fundamental problems. It just hadn't crashed yet. They had built up a house of cards, and what they were doing was siphoning off as much money as they could into their own pockets, right? And then it crashes, so it's not like they earned the bonuses from last year or the year before. No, it was accounting trickery.
How does anyone earn like a $10 or $20 million bonus? I mean, honestly, really.
It's just total nonsense.